Hello there and welcome back to the Painscreek Killings. Now last time we managed to use a whole load of keys, dig a little bit deeper and confirmed some of the suspicions that we had, i.e. the Scott and Trisha being blood related. Found out or confirmed that Andrew was the one who had to dispose of Sophia's body, which then sent him on a bit of a spiral of depression and anxiety, and ended up with his self-deletion, which is very much a shame. The doctor, I don't know, he was at the confrontation with Sophia when she died, as was Vivian. So we know what happened to Andrew, we know what happened with Scott and Trisha. That's been confirmed. Still two pieces of the puzzle left to get. One, who killed the doctor? Because the doctor was found in a river or lake in his car. Two, who killed Vivian? Because apparently it wasn't Scott. Although Scott has been looking for his mother. With the whole murder room thing hidden in the shack. So still got two questions to answer. Hopefully we might get those this episode. We might do. See how it goes. So we still have the sewer key. We can get through the sewers and maybe get into the basement of the hospital through the sewers. Looking at the map, I'll have to double check the map again and find out where actually the sewer entrance is. So that'll get us into the hospital, hopefully, to apply, return on the power again, which will then kick off a chain of getting us into the doctor's office and getting information from there. I think we've got another key as well, which I can't remember what it's for. I think we've picked up another key, another area to go to. Still need to get into the photography studio. I think we might find something in there as well. That's what we're going to be doing this time. We are going to be following our last couple of leads and hopefully crack this case wide open. I'm not entirely sure if that's going to happen though, but we're going to find out. We'll find out together. Right, guys. So grab your favourite drinks or snacks, curl up somewhere comfortable, and let's dive back into the Painscreek Killings. Enjoy, guys. Enjoy. So yes, we are still at the mansion. We need a sewer map. We need to find the entrance to the sewers. Oh wait, old sewer entrance. Alright, so it's not too far. See that one at the top? Zoom in a little bit. Got an old sewer entrance up at the top there on the road that leads down from the mayor's mansion. So we're actually not too far away from the entrance itself. Should we go there first? Should we go into the sewers first? I think we might, Key wise, that's got to be the sewer key. We can head back to the inn as well. We've got key 201. I think that's the key. 201 I think is where the private investigator was staying. We might find some more information in there. And then we've got this, which is Sophia's necklace, which was found at the bottom of the well where the body was disposed of. And it's got a code on the back. If I can zoom in. I don't think I can zoom in. Can I zoom? Can I actually zoom in? That 0526. Now I'm wondering, there's lockers. There was I wonder. I'm gonna go into the house Gonna crack on. We're gonna go into the house real quick before we head down to the sewers. Because there was some lockers in here with codes, wasn't there? Or was that the hospital? Was it the hospital codes? This seems to be like a padlock entry. So if I head... this way, it wasn't in there. It's way too fucking dark in there. Right, it was up here. Wait, there wasn't one for Sophia in here, was there? No. This seems to be a locker code. Was this in... Sophia wouldn't have been in the hospital, like, nurse area, would she? Okay. We have to work out where this code's for. 4-digit. I think the... so that's a 6-digit code. So that's not... it's not this. 0526. So it's, that's only a 4, so it can't be for this lock. Although we have other codes as well, don't we? Right, we're gonna leave this code. This code's gonna bug me. I'm gonna head to the sewer entrance if we can find it. Right, so it's just down from the road from here, wasn't it? I'm getting the feeling it's down those stairs because it's not gonna be off the edge here. Makes sense for it to be down here and just kind of where I've walked past it multiple times. Like right here. Alright. Let's go into the sewers. Alright. I immediately don't like this. I'm going to try and not get lost. Top's being sealed shut. Right. So we need to make sure we get the right map here. So if we head right... alright, so that's the Mayor's Mansion, alright. So if we're heading towards the hospital... see, their hospital entrance is, like, not blocked. So we need to head right through the door. Maybe the door. I think that signifies the door. Right. Straight ahead. Right. Right. 3 rights. We need to go 3 rights. We are going to check. We are going to check down here. But I didn't have my torch on. We're going to check this as well. Because this... because there's a... see the little mark on the left-hand side to the left of the door here. Oh no, that must signify another door. Alright, that must signify a door. I thought that might have been a panel. Alright, we're going to ignore that then. We're going to make a beeline. So it was right here. And then we're going to check down here. I'm sure it is down there, and I know that door's going to be shut. I just want to see if there's anything dumped. Nothing dumped. I'm thinking the only path is the... I think it was another right, wasn't it? Yeah, another right. At the end of this corridor, there's a gate. And that'll lead us to the community hospital. Alright, we're going to make a beeline for the hospital. I don't think there's anything else down here. I think we're alright. I don't know why, I'm really expecting to see that little girl we saw in the first episode. Because apparently she's, in according to notes, she's been hanging around various places. Right, so I can't get through here. She's been hanging around various places. I've only seen her once, but I don't know whether that was just a... Okay, we're just straight into the hospital. And this would be the morgue. And in the janitor's closet. Right. Storage. Ooh, hammer. Yes, I'll take a hammer. Don't quite know what we need a hammer for. But we'll take it. Do we really want to go in here? Files on the floor. Another diary. Alright. I called Dorothy last week. She told me something interesting about Sophia. There was a puzzle that she received from Matthew when she first started working at the mansion, sort of a birthday gift for her. In that puzzle, Sophia was to visit both hers and Matthew's favourite locations in Painscreek. In each location lies a clue that Matthew had written on the wall of the building exterior. The clues, when put together, will point to her the location of her gift. I thought that was a neat idea. Sophia's favourite places: Anne's Courtyard Inn and Suites, bridge over the stream by the gate entrance, post office. Still need to get in at the post office. Why would someone like the post office? Where can I find Matthew's favourite places? I received an anonymous message this morning. It claimed that Scott wasn't Vivian's killer. Unfortunately, that's all I got. I've had my doubts whether Scott really killed Vivian. I don't think he did. He sure had the motive, but upon reading all his diaries and looking through his investigation notes, I can't help but think that Scott didn't kill Vivian. On the contrary, he was trying to find out who killed Vivian, as well as what really happened to Andrew Reed and Dr. Johnson. I think he was on my side. I still don't know if this anonymous person is a man or a woman, but they've helped solidify my thoughts on Scott. I received another message yesterday. It told me to look into Bernard, the mansion's butler. I can't help but feel that this person is trying to tell me something, but not exactly what. Bernard. Alright. The message said I will find something in the house. Today I received a key in the mail with the initials BH. Does it stand for Bernard's house? I've searched everywhere and read all of Bernard's diaries. Something just doesn't add up. Maybe it's just a hunch or simply that I'm thinking too much. But would he have really killed Vivian? There's something else about his entries that just make me pause and wonder if he was indeed a murderer. I photographed all the pages. Thank you. Thank you, whoever this... I think this is the private investigator. I photographed all the pages, but I don't know why it would be... Stephen Moss. Oh. Okay. Couple of keys. BH there. I'll have that key, thank you. A briefcase key. So I wonder why his stuff's in here. Also, where is the photographs? It was a while ago. Maybe the photographs are in the studio, the photography studio. Because I'm thinking at the time of the murders, I don't think digital cameras were that prevalent. Can we open this door from this side? Yes. Okay. That's alright. That's alright. We're going to go in here, though. Put the power back on. I don't know who turned the power off, though. That's the... That fucking scared me. Jesus. That was loud. Right? I wasn't expecting it to be that loud. But I am wondering who actually came in here and turned the power off. Because we were in here when the power was turned off. That's what worries me slightly. And I don't know if I actually turned the power on. Oh, I did. The lights are on. Right, so we need to find the doctor's office again. I think it was down here. I'm wondering if the code... I'm going to check these locks anyway, just in case. I don't think it is. Susan, Lisa, Maureen. Sophia had no connection to these nurses or lockers, so I don't think the code would be for that. I'm thinking the code on the back of Sophia's locket may be for one of the desk drawers. You know what I mean? Maybe for one of the desk drawers that we need a code for. Exam room A2. I'm looking for the actual doctor's office. Or is it on the second floor? Oh no, here it is. Here it is. Key card. Right, so in Doc's office, let's have a route around. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. No books. Can't look at that box. Henry Johnson. So he was deep in the thick of things. As that girl's been registered. Sorry, I'm freaking out a little bit. This girl's been known to be hanging out outside this office. We've got another key. 203. That's got to be room 203 in this hospital. Who was in room 203? To Charles Roberts, I don't know if it's a joke that you sent me the threat letter, but if you knew about the well, then you must have found out the truth. Just so you know, your wife was the one behind all of it. If you have any grudge, it's with her, not with me. I was just a witness in Sophia's death, nothing more. Henry Johnson, June 30th, 1995. Fax it tomorrow. Yeah, 95. I know what you did. Meet me by the well at midnight. You know which one. Come alone. I was going down, wasn't it? Yeah. Any messages?
Henry, I just received a letter from the NMD investigation firm regarding the use of the RRF funds. I need you to call me.
Is that Vivian?
Henry, we really need to talk. Please call back. What's going on, Henry? Why aren't you returning my calls? This is really important.
That's got to be Vivian. Okay. Fax. Vivian Roberts. Address. Date 1993. Alright. Dear Dr. Henry Johnson, I would like to thank you for your contribution to the Painscreek Community Hospital and the people of Painscreek for the past 2 decades. However, there have been reports regarding a mishandling of funds designated for PCH, most of which came from the Roberts Relief Fund. This support was meant to help with the purchases of medical equipment and supplies. Since a sum of nearly $160,000 has been estimated missing, we have no other choice except to open an investigation. Until you are able to explain the discrepancies between your accounting and ours, we have no choice but to suspend all funding for the hospital for the time being. I'll be meeting you and your accountant to solve these issues so we may continue to support the hospital's needs. Sincerely, Vivian Roberts. So I think... No, alright. So he was embezzling funds from Vivian. Vivian found out about him. Embezzling funds. Calling the music... music's disappeared, which is what worries me a little bit. Oh, there we go. Thank you, game. Thank you again for quelling my worries. So, yeah, so I think he was embezzling funds. She found out about it, investigated, started an investigation. Spitballing here, maybe the doctor killed Vivian, and then Bernard, at the request of Charles, murdered or caused an accident / murdered the doctor. Correct? Does that sound plausible? I think that sounds plausible. Right, so we've got another key. Briefcase key. Maybe that was with... that was with the private investigator stuff. I don't know why that was in the morgue. Unless he was offed too. He's missing. Shit. We've got BH, which is Bernard's house. We picked up a hammer. Tool used for fixing broken drawers, hammer or pull out nails. Actually, we do have there was a busted thing in there. Alright. Wrong button. And we've got hospital, found it in the hospital, room 203. Let's find room 203. For sure. We need to head back to the inn at some point. We need to find out where that... try and remember where the drawer is. Was it... I think it might have been... To be fair, I can't actually remember where the broken drawer is. I want to say it was in... I've forgotten her name. It begins with an M. Wanda. I think it might have been in Wanda's house. / Derek's house. That might be where the drawer is. Alright. Right, so let's... We're going to find room 203. And it's not this way. Second floor. Let's find the stairs. Because this seems to me... This just screams like a hospital key to me. Turn the lights on. Yes, room 208. (206). 205. 204. 203's got to be down here. This is the one here. So who was in room 203? Also... Oh, 2... Never mind, that's room 201, not 203. I knew that. I totally knew that. 202. Rehab room. (203). Alright. There we go, unlock. So who was in room 203? And why is the bathroom door locked? Wherever it has been, it's been ransacked already because I didn't open that drawer. And we have a happily ever after VHS tape. Got some milk. Got some cereal and bowls, which tells me whoever was in this room was actually living here for quite a while. And I think, if I remember rightly, there was a dead body lying at the bottom of this, underneath this window. Oh, okay. 1995. Alright, so that explains why his body's in the graveyard. I forgot what it's called there for a second. Explains why his body's in the graveyard. Who murked Scott? Police do not know if it's tied to the murder of Vivian Roberts, so Scott Brooks' body found by a jogger with multiple stab wounds to the heart. Scott Brooks, a star suspect in the Vivian Roberts case, was found dead yesterday. His body was found on the roadside along Maple Drive. Around 6:50 AM, a jogger happened to find a body lying motionless behind a bush on the side of the road. He stopped to check if the person needed help, only to notice that the body was covered in blood. He immediately called 911. The police arrived shortly after around 7 AM, and the victim was declared dead. The estimated time of death was predicted to have happened 4 to 6 hours prior, putting the incident to have occurred around 1:30 to 3 AM. The dreaded 3 AM. Questions have been raised in regards to the murder of Vivian Roberts, which Scott Brooks was the key suspect of. He had been released from prison and due to insufficient and I'm assuming he won another key. Looks like a room key. Do we have any thing ones? Alright. Whose diary is this? Yesterday, on hearing that Scott was apprehended for the murder of her mother, Tricia collapsed. The hospital called this morning to inform us that it was just a nervous breakdown. However, they've suggested that she should stay here for another few days. Charles is asking me to stay by her side. It rained today. Tricia has always hated the rain. She stayed in bed, tucked under the blanket, nearly the entire day. Here and there, she mutters Scott's name out loud. She's cried herself to sleep a few times. It pains me to see her like this. This feels like I was going to say the maid. It's not the maid. The babysitter. I know who I'm talking about. I've forgotten her name. Charles visits Tricia almost every day today. Today he was quite unusual. All of a sudden he told me that Vivian had been seeing another man, apparently a banker, for more than a year. He asked me if Vivian ever talked to me about it. I said I didn't know anything, but was sure that Vivian would never have done such a thing. Then I realised that Tricia was awake. I'm not sure if she heard our conversation. Sheriff Howard came today. He asked me if I remember seeing anything suspicious the night Vivian died. I've already told him everything I know. It's frustrating that to be asked over and over about things I just want to forget. Before he left, I asked if Scott could really be the killer. He said he's wondering the same thing. If Scott was not the killer, then who killed Vivian? Derek came by to see Tricia. I asked him how he was doing. He said that the medical expenses for Wanda were more than expected. Even with Charles's help, he's been forced to use up most of his savings. He's currently searching for a second job. He asked me if there was a future for him, Travelling with Charles made him see some of the rather ugly sides of the world. His mother was hospitalised with terminal cancer, and seeing his best friend Tricia like this pains him. I didn't know what to tell him. Before he left, he leaned close to her and whispered, "Would it have been better if Scott just never showed up? Would you have chosen me?" I wish I'd never heard that. So Tricia was in here. That's what I'm picking up from that. We have another key. Alright, are we done in here now? I think we might be. So we need to find the briefcase key. We need to find the drawer. We need to find the code. I think that might be for a desk drawer. There's 2 desk drawers that we need codes for. Bedroom key, found it next to Dorothy's diary. So that's got to be Dorothy's house. Okay, so that's the locked door in Dorothy's house. Alright, so plan of action right now. We're leaving the hospital. I think we're maybe done here. We need to... Where do we want to go first? Let's head to the inn. Unlock room 201. Maybe this leads to the private investigator's briefcase. I don't think I've seen a briefcase that needs a key, so I'm assuming it may end up being in room 201. Let's go to the inn. And then once we find out what's in the inn, we can then work out where to go next. Sounds like a plan. That sounds like a plan. Let's get out of here. Right, so we're back at the inn. Let's head in. Room 201. The only room that was locked up there. So the only occupied room. Do we want to check the... It's been a while since we've actually been in here. Do you want to check the thing? Does this work in here? Didn't think it would. Never knew though. Right, so it's definitely not those 2. Won't be that because that's to Bernard's house. Alright, so I'm wondering if we can find the key to the mill. That's got to be for the mill. So check. I did check all of these. So it's just 201. Stephen M. So this is the... Don't know why I got freaked out there. Room 201. So this is the private detective's room. With the impossible toilets. Right, I'm expecting to find a briefcase right there. Let's open that last and go to Bible. Let's have a look anyway. Nothing on the Bibles usually. We'll check it anyway. Because you never frickin' know. Smoker, dirty habit. Photos. You know, this photo would have been helpful in the last episode when I was actually looking for where to put that cross. Where can I find the key? Hospital. With that, is that where the body fell off, or is that something entirely different? That's weird. And then that, alright. Tell you what. Let's take a photo of a photograph. And we can do those 2 for sure. That one I don't need because we've already done it. I'm not going to take a photo of that because we've already done that. And we have another diary entry. Oh, okay. Bernard Hopkins, 31 Silver Lake. Father died in mine accident. He was at home the day Vivian was killed. No alibi. Interview with Dorothy, taken off. Interview with Mary tomorrow at Moon Cafe, taken off. So that was both done. Meeting with sheriff at the outpost at 10 a.m. on 5/11. He mentioned wanting to show me some files. So some sheriff's office. Alright. Found a hidden panel in the inn's reception area. It's part of the counter. It's hard to pop open. The latch is placed at one of the corners. There's some interesting stuff they hide in there. Okay, so I guess we're gonna. I guess we're looking at that. That's the reception. Hidden panel, part of the counter. Hard to pop open. It's got to be on the inside, not the outside. That's very freaking cool. Right. So let's unlock this. We have more. Ooh. That I know what's for. That's for the. I've forgotten where it is now. That's one of the door codes. The draw codes. Alright. That's interesting. Right, read. "7741. The code for Charles's safe in the gallery is Vincent's birthday. How could I not have thought about that? Call Sheriff James, check his file. 7741. Photo. Take a photo of everything. Right. Autopsy report for Andrew Reed. 3rd degree burns, pneumothorax. 44-year-old white male with burns found at home, pronounced dead at the scene. 3rd degree burns across body, completely charred over the head, face and neck and hands. Heavily charred across the front and back of the body, legs and feet. Close inspection reveals punctured lungs with an object similar to a switchblade or small knife. Pneumothorax is a possible cause of death, but body is too burnt to confirm. So he was murdered before he was burned. Henry Johnson, exsanguination. Okay, we're getting the tea right now. 61-year-old white male pulled out of a car submerged in lake. Victim's lungs do not contain water, which shows that he did not die by drowning. Due to the prolonged submerging of the body in water, the estimated time of death might not be accurate. Estimated time of death is between 12 to 16 days. Top right side of the skull leaning towards the front and above the right eye has a wide crack, usually caused by a sharp object with strong force. Front torso, face and back portion of forearms suffer numerous lacerations. Victim most likely succumbed to blood loss before being placed in the water. Alright. 55-year-old was Vivian Roberts. 55-year-old white female found lying in front of mansion gates, pronounced dead at the scene. 12 centimeter wide and 7 centimeter deep crack found on the right side of her head. Damn, that's a hefty freaking impact. Impact caused by a strong force with a sharp object. Lacerations on front torso and back sides of both forearms. Victim died from loss of blood. I'm getting the feeling Bernard's definitely involved in this. I'm definitely getting the feeling Bernard's involved. I think he plotted revenge against... Hello? I think he plotted revenge against Vivian for his dad's death. Right, so counter. Hidden panel. And latch. And it mentioned in the corner. Well, a locked toolbox. Do we have the key? Do we actually have the key for that? Or can I just like use a hammer on it? No, can't use a hammer on it. So hidden panel. I can't remember what the freaking thing said now. Is it on the outside? I would have thought they would have had the hidden thing in the inside. Wait. Okay. This. See that crack right there? This is the secret panel. Alright, so it wasn't the counter. You sneaky git. As I mentioned, the corner. So where's the latch? Oh, examine corner. There we go. Sneaky bastards. Right. Right, so we've got a clock. We've got a diary. We've got a rabbit. And we've got a logbook. Okay. There's a private investigator in town by the name of Steve Moss. Rumour has it that someone hired him to investigate Vivian's death after the police ceased their own search. It's a tragedy that Vivian's murder case was never solved. I'm actually wondering who hired Stephen. Who hired the private investigator? I saw Matthew today while he was cleaning the church. He looked thinner than he used to be. We talked for a bit. He told me that he'll be leaving Painscreek soon as his services won't be needed here anymore. I think the recent deaths in Painscreek affected him tremendously, not to mention the tragedy that befell his adopted son. Scott, even now no one knows what really happened, none of the cases were ever solved. Sometimes I wonder if Scott did kill Vivian or was he just unfortunate and wrongly accused. Mr. Moss came by today, decided to question me, see if I know anything he hadn't already learned. I told him everything I legally could. Legally could? When asked how his investigation went, he said something about an incident that happened in 1975, which might just be the breakthrough that he needed. As he left, I couldn't help but wonder if it had anything to do with the mansion maid who left Painscreek. Okay. That was interesting. I'm not entirely sure how that helps us, though. Right, so are we done in the inn? I think we might be. So, do we want to go to Dorothy's house? Let's go to Dorothy's house first. Alright, let's go to Dorothy's house first. Maybe Wanda's house. I'm sure that the busted drawer was in Wanda's house, or was it in the church? I'm gonna have to go searching. I'm going to have to go searching for this drawer because I completely forget where it is. I should have written it down. Right, so first things first. Let's go to Dorothy's house. Fix the drawer. Get into the bedroom. Yes? Let's do that. Right, so back to Wanda's house, just because it was closer. And the drawer, if I'm remembering correctly, which I may be completely wrong about. Nah, there it is. There it is. Hammer. Knew it was Wanda's house. Right. Read the log. Okay. State of New Jersey Department of Child Psychiatric Division. Okay. Psychiatric evaluation of Derek Tyler. Alright. I should send him to that. After almost 5 months of sessions, your son Derek Tyler is now much better. We are still unable to get him to talk much, but he's chosen to express his thoughts and feelings through written text, which is a breakthrough for him. During his last session, however, he wrote the following. Dad was standing in the middle of the road. He was waving to me. Mom was crying and her tears dripped onto my face. I woke up. Kitty was purring and licking my face. I think she wanted to go out. Mom doesn't like me to make noise when it's late at night. Says it will wake everyone up. So I was very quiet, and when I opened the back door, Kitty flew away. There were noises behind the wall fence. Behind the wall fence? There's a door that's always locked, but there's a light behind the keyhole. I walked to the door and looked through the keyhole. There were 4 people. 2 of them were fighting, and baby was crying. Then one of them fell down and hit her head. Wait, Derek saw... Wait, did Derek see Sophia's murder? The woman fell down and hit her head. She stopped moving. Her eyes were open. I wet my pants because she was looking at me. Derek has since been very quiet. We haven't been able to grasp fully if what he wrote was real or imaginary. Nevertheless, we are concerned with this situation. Kindly get back to us so we can discuss further steps in helping him. That's a turn up. So is Derek involved with this? The school called. The principal told me that the kids have been calling Derek names, saying that he's a bastard child. I know that Derek wants to know where his father is. I don't know what to say to him. Who's Derek's father? Do we know who Derek's father is? School called me again and told me that Derek poked a bird nest till it fell off the tree. After that, he stoned? After that, he stoned the chicks to death. That's a bit dark. This resulted in him being suspended from school for a week. Rightly so. The principal asked if Derek had suffered any kind of trauma that would cause him to act like this. I couldn't tell him that Derek witnessed Sophia being killed. He was only 5 when that happened. So he did see it. Derek stopped going to school. He told me school isn't for him. I shouldn't have asked him to keep quiet about Sophia's death. He must have been bottling up his emotions all these years. Maybe it's time I start homeschooling him. So Derek knew about Sophia's death. Is Derek involved in... Oh, okay, I'm getting way conflicting things here. Got Bernard. So we've got Bernard acting suspicious, and we've got Derek acting out in a bit of a psychotic way. Did they team up and do something? Clean house? Interesting. Should we check out Bernard's house now? I know we're going to go to Dorothy's. But I'm thinking we should go to Bernard's now. Where's Bernard's? Not what I was looking for, but little thingy. 31 silver. 31. So we're at 40. So this is actually quite close to us. And see, he's 31. We're at 43 now. Dorothy's over on Black Pine. So we're closer to... Right, let's go Bernard's now. So we're looking for 31. So we're currently at 43. 39. So it is this way. This is his house here. Unlock. Hold on. Bernard's house is unlocked already. Have I been in here? A room key. Have I actually been in here before? I don't actually remember. That would be a knife. A knife is missing from this case. And we have the guns there. Axe and display cabinet has been shattered. 3 axes missing if there was ever a full complement of axes. We have not been in here. Vivian Roberts, The Untold Story. I don't know if I can read that correctly. See if we can get the right angle. So this is Vivian Roberts' autobiography. Vivian Roberts is well known for the success as a businesswoman in the 20th century. What most people did not know was that her seemingly overnight success was a 30 years journey that defined everything that she was told to believe in. Vivian was the first and only person in her family to graduate college. By her mid-20s, she left a highly paid job to start a controversial company. She then met her husband, Charles Roberts, with whom she dedicated her life. She helped transform the Roberts family businesses and supported Charles during his mayoral election in the mid-70s. She also started the Roberts Relief Foundation for the Poor and initiated medical research programs for the sick, which resulted in Painscreek Community Hospital becoming one of the best rehab centre for the elderly in the nation. This is the story of a young woman who came from a humble beginning and became the most respected and loved person in the town of Painscreek. She wasn't that much loved. All in told, she's not a very nice person. So yeah, we've definitely not been in here. I was wondering why the front door was unlocked. Missing knife. We've got a smashed axe cabinet. This place does look like it's been ransacked. Let's check upstairs. Maybe it's a bedroom key. Unlock. Yeah, bedroom key. That's a rifle? I can't tell from here. Light on. Okay, before we think we're going to check this out. Oh, wait. We have been in here. Why didn't I check the... That's really weird. I completely missed that room downstairs. So does that mean... Wait, is this picture... We might actually have the code for this now. We'll be able to work out the code. Okay. Alright. We're going to check here first though, and then we're going to open this drawer. Alright. I get the feeling he's not happy with Vivian. Bernard Hopkins. Drove Vivian today since Derek is out of town with Charles. As I was driving, we talked. She expressed that despite having a successful business, she felt empty and tired. Trisha hates Vivian for trying to stop her from seeing Scott. She seems to be really bothered by the name Vincent, and her relationship with Charles seems to be just for show. I wish I could comfort her. She's going through so much right now. If only I could confess to Vivian how much respect I have for her, how much I admire her. I think something's definitely changed. Ever since Trisha brought up the name Vincent, Vivian's been pretty quiet. Even during dinner, she hardly spoke. I can barely remember the last time Vivian appeared happy. I don't think anyone can blame her. Wanda hasn't been coming to work for a while now. Her illness is getting worse. I wonder how she's coping. Derek wasn't available to drive Vivian again, so I offered to help. It's been a month since I first drove for her. She's been opening up more to me, telling me about the struggles she's faced with, her rocky relationship with Charles, how she really dislikes Scott. Sometimes I would give her some suggestions when she asks what she should do. Other times she just wants someone to listen to her. Mostly I'm just happy to be with her. Vivian seems rather distraught recently. During the afternoon tea gathering, I stood outside the room and tried to listen to the conversations. She feels miserable being with Charles. They hardly look at each other, let alone speak. Personally, I don't think Charles deserves her. I finished reading Vivian's biography. Half the facts were incorrect. The writer should have done his homework better. Got to consider as well that Vivian would have signed off on that. She would have read it and signed off on it. Sometimes when I'm driving for Vivian, she asks me to drop her off at the corner of a street, typically in front of Tom's Cafe. She's always telling me that she'll make it back home on her own. It aroused my curiosity, so after dropping her off today, I parked the car and watched her. She ordered a cup of coffee to go. Then she left the cafe and walked up the street for about 5 minutes to a residential area. She stopped in front of an apartment and pressed the doorbell. Shortly after, a man in his early 30s wearing a suit opened the door. He leaned over and hugged Vivian. She gave the coffee to him and they exchanged some words. I couldn't hear what they said. Then they entered the apartment together. Who is he? Alright, so maybe she was having an affair. Or definitely seeing someone. Maybe not a relationship kind of thing. This is the sixth time I've followed Vivian. After she went into the building with the guy, I parked the car nearby to wait for her to come out. Is this considered stalking? Debatable. About 2 hours later, a cab stopped out in front of the apartment. Shortly afterwards, Vivian came outside and a man followed closely behind. They chatted for a bit, but Vivian looked extremely comfortable with him. Chatted for a bit. Vivian looked extremely comfortable. I don't know where I got the but from. Before leaving, she kissed him on the cheek. What's going on? Kiss him on the cheek. That screams a like a platonic relationship, not a sexual one. I tracked down the guy who works at a bank. The place they meet is his apartment. How could she do that? Who the hell is he? I reported sick for the 3rd consecutive day. As I laid in bed, I kept thinking of why Vivian would be seeing another man. No matter what Charles did to her, she has kept her faith in him throughout the years. How could she be having an affair now? She's better than that. She's supposed to choose me. Okay. Alright, so that's a little bit distressing. She's supposed to choose me. I think he has an unhealthy obsession with her. I'm now wondering. I get the feeling Derek Bernard may have offed Vivian. And that would be a rifle. And another diary. The hospital gave me these pills. They're supposed to help fight depression. I feel a slight dizziness. It might be the food that I ate this morning. Dizziness comes and goes. I'm still able to work. Not a big problem. It's my day off today. I didn't take the medication. By the evening I started thinking about Vivian. I had to drive Vivian again, so I took double the dosage. I had a migraine for the rest of the day. At least I didn't have to think about her. Couldn't Vivian stop seeing that guy? Why can't I stop thinking about it? Very unhealthy obsession. Now I know that my dizziness comes from these pills. The pills, they don't seem to work anymore. It doesn't matter if I take them or not. I can't stop imagining what Vivian and that guy are doing whenever they meet. I stopped taking the medication. I'm getting the feeling that's a really bad idea. That's a really bad idea. What's that? Oh wait, never mind. That's nothing. That's just a little bit of unfortunate clipping of some assets. That's not a secret thing. Right, so we have the photo of this board. This has got to be the right photo. We took the photo, didn't we? We took a photo of the photo, didn't we? Yes, we did. So it was... I'm going to grab my notes real quick. Right. So grab my notes real quick. I'm going to do some maths. Right. So red was... treble 18, double 20, and the bull. Treble 18, double 20, and the bull. And it was... subtract the yellow dart's points from the red dart's total. So red dart's total. That was a red herring. That black dot. And the 6. So treble 18, double 20, and thingy. So the red dots total would be. So after doing me maths, it should be 137. 137. But the code is 137. We'll have a 4-digit code, so it's got to be 0137. 137. There we go. That took a while. That took a while. Right, diary. Okay, so he mustn't have... Alright. I'm confused. I'm getting confused now. We've got 2 new players in the mix that are a little bit weird. Derek and Bernard. When the police reported that Vivian was murdered, I was floored. Still don't know what to do. Unless he did it in a... not a fit of rage, but like, couldn't remember doing it. Maybe. I still don't know what to do. My mind is blank. All I can think is, how did it happen? Can Vivian be dead? Everyone's mourning about Vivian's death. People are coming or calling in to express their condolences. Charles hasn't been out of his room for days. And Trisha's crying her heart out. Dorothy has been assigning busy work to all the mansion's employees, hoping that would take their minds off Vivian's death. Samuel, our security guard, has been reviewing all the tapes of the past 2 weeks for any suspicious activities. I wish I could be of any help. Scott was just apprehended for the murder of Vivian. Is that true? No one would have thought of that. I could never ever believe that Scott would be capable of killing someone, let alone Vivian. Yet it makes me so mad I feel confused. Trisha was admitted to the hospital today. She had a nervous breakdown after finding out that Scott could be her mother's killer. Her condition has been getting worse over the past few weeks and no one has been able to properly help her. Charles finally decided to seek help from the hospital. Matthew never believed that his son killed Vivian. He hired some fancy lawyer to defend him. Scott's been released on bail today. It's beyond ridiculous. I don't think Scott should have been released at all. Despite the insufficient evidence, he killed Vivian. I know that he's guilty. Everyone knows it. They should have gone ahead and prosecuted him. The maids were cleaning the mansion when they found some stuff belonging to Vivian, a key and some stationery. I asked Charles what he'd like to do with them, but he told me to take care of it himself. I brought them back to my place. Okay. Vivian's death has caused lots of grief for everyone, especially Charles. After hearing how heartbroken Charles was 2 nights ago, I can't bear to see him suffer anymore. Scott should pay for what he did. Alright. Okay, so Bernard killed Scott. I think that's pretty much true, because the knife's missing and Scott was found stabbed multiple times. Bernard killed Scott. So who killed Vivian? Right. No, I don't want to close the drawer. Oh wait. There's a key there. Why can't I pick up that key? Oh, there we go. Looks like a desk key. And these were Vivian's. Okay. So that was Vivian's stationery. So maybe back to the mansion? Should we go back to the mansion? What we got? What else? What other things we got? Right. So that's got to be Vivian's desk key. Okay. Let's go to Dorothy's and then to the mansion. Because at the mansion we've got the Vivian's desk key. I'm assuming it's Vivian's desk key. We've got a desk key that was among Vivian's stationery and belongings. And we've also got enough information to work out the code to the safe in the art room. Because that's Scott's birthday. Vincent/Scott's birthday. And I think we'll have birthday in some of the files. Scott worked at the mansion, didn't he? Do we actually have Scott's birthday? No, I don't want that. Mary Martinez. Okay, Scott's wasn't in there. Do we have Scott's birthday? Maybe in a diary. 40. So this is the thing. So we're on the way back to the mansion. We can stop in at Dorothy's house. Bedroom key. And another key. No, not a key. Pennant Mother Mary. Oh, never mind. It's the newspaper that we're reading. Okay, daughter of ex-mayor found dead at Painscreek Community Hospital. Trish Roberts falls 40 foot from... So she was the body at the bottom of the... Alright. Trish Roberts falls 40 foot from rooftop, lands on head, dies. Yesterday morning, the body of Trish Roberts was found on the grounds of Painscreek Community Hospital. She was pronounced dead at 7:20 a.m. According to Miss Thompson, she was starting her morning shift when she heard some sound near the reception area. She went out to find Tricia lying motionless. Blood was flowing out from her head. She quickly called for Dr. Bennett, the attending physician for the day's morning shift, who brought Tricia to the emergency room at once. Unfortunately, it was too late. Hospital CCTV shows that Tricia Roberts was walking around the hospital around 6:30 a.m. She headed to the roof at 6:54. A few minutes later, her body was found on the ground 3 floors below. Charles Roberts, ex-mayor and father of the deceased. Damn, alright. Oh, Sophia's... Ah, okay, so this is Sophia's chest. And we've got another key, and we've got a letter. Dear Dorothy, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for all you've done for me. You've taken care of my stone on so many occasions. I'm struggling to read this. I apologise. You've helped maintain its bright spirit. I would be lying if I said that I'm not saddened by your departure. I will greatly miss you. My store? Taking care of my store on so many occasions. Oliver Gibson. Alright. Okay. Store. I'm going to try this again. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for all you've done for me. You've taken care of my store on so many occasions. You've helped maintain its bright spirit. I'll be lying if I said that I'm not saddened by your departure. I'll greatly miss you. I wish you all the best in your new place. Do invite me there once you've settled in. May God be with you. Best regards, Oliver Gibson. So that's the photography studio. The photography key? We've been trying to get in there for quite a while. Cleaning. It was cleaning for him, so that's got to be the key, the spare key to the building. Alright. That's kind of cool. And, right, so what's in this chest? So it's Sophia's chest, and we have the code 0526 0526. Yep. So what's in here? Some sewing stuff, a letter, and we'll have a diary there as well. Dear Sophia, how have you been? I hope everyone's treating you well at the mansion. It's been 6 months since my missionary work started here in Indonesia. Life here is hard but meaningful. I thought my life at the orphanage was miserable, but after coming here I realised I'm blessed more than I could ever imagine. I'm supposed to be back in 1 week's time, but I recently decided that I'll be extending my stay here for another 6 months. I haven't received any letters from you for a while now. I hope you're doing well. Remember the time when we were at the orphanage you said that you don't want to be poor anymore? I think God heard your call and brought you to Painscreek. Charles and Vivian told me they were glad I introduced you to them. They said you were a hard-working person with a kind heart and that us being related was not the reason they hired you. You got the job on your own merit. I didn't know whether or not to tell them we're not actually cousins. I feel bad for lying to them, but I guess I'll have to tell them the truth someday. Having said that, I'm glad that you're in Painscreek. We can talk and meet any time, just like the good old days at the orphanage. I'll do my best here. I hope you can wait for me. Best regards, Matthew. P.S. I've prepared a special present for your birthday. Wait for my telegram that day. And a broken diary. I know some people don't like me. This has got to be Sophia's diary. I know some people don't like me. Wanda always picks on me and Bernard ignores me most of the time. Andrew, well, he's okay as long as I'm not in his garden. Dorothy cares a lot for me though. I like her. Tom, our security guard, treats me with respect even though I'm just a housemaid. Vivian and Charles are kind to me. Oh, and Matthew too. I almost forgot about him. He's been taking care of me forever, certainly as long as I can remember. I'm a lucky girl. Matthew talks to me whenever he has time. Sometimes I feel he's trying to escape his chores at the church. We talk about everything under the sun, our hopes, dreams, futures. Reminds me of our days at the orphanage. Landing a job here as a maid was the best thing that could have happened to me. However, I never imagined I would be having an affair with a married man, let alone my employer. Now I'm carrying his child. How do I face Matthew? I received a letter from Matthew today saying that he'll be extending his stay in Indonesia. I read it. For 6 more months. That's always been him. He's always had a noble heart, wanting to help people everywhere. I miss him, but I'm glad he decided to extend his stay there. It gives me time to prepare how I'll explain my situation to him. I don't know how he'll take it if he just hears the truth blurted out once he gets back. I received a telegram this morning from Matthew wishing me a happy birthday. He told me he had a special birthday present prepared for me. All I need to do is to find the clues that he placed in our favourite places. He's waiting for my telegram after I've solved the puzzle. I've actually solved it already, but I don't know what to say to him. What should I do? Oh, okay. My baby was born today at 8:20 a.m. and it's a boy. He looks just like Charles. Give me a second right here. I'm writing this down. Right? Because I know for a fact I'll end up forgetting it. So June 1st. (1975). So that's Scott's birthday. So we didn't have the information. We're going to need that when we get to the mansion. My baby was born today at 8:20. It's a boy. Looks just like Charles. Dorothy's taking good care of us. She prepares the food and attends to my needs. I almost feel like I'm her boss. Charles visits me all the time asking if we need anything else. I told him he didn't have to come so often and instead focus on work. As a mayor, he must have a lot on his mind. Charles told me today that his mother, Magdalene, will be arriving in 2 weeks. She knows about our relationship. I feel nervous because she's a strict woman. At the same time, I'm happy because she told Charles to take responsibility for me and my son. Soon I won't have to be a maid anymore. Charles has decided to name our child Vincent Roberts. I like that name. Okay. So, I think we're done in here. We've got the code to the safe now. Let's head to the mansion real quick. Let's head to the mansion. And then we'll finish off there again. Because we seem to finish every episode at the mansion. Right? And that's to the hospital, isn't it? We've also got the key to Oliver's photography as well. Oh, so this is leading to the hospital. So we need to head to the mansion. Right, I've decided to take a detour. I was going to go to the mansion, but I'm thinking we're going to be past this place to get to the mansion, so it seems stupid to not pop in now that we have the key. I don't know if we've got the front door key or the back door key. Let's check this out while we're here. Some nice paintings, nice pictures. Right. So let's have a good scour of this place. Don't think we're going to find anything down here. Office. Stapler. No messages, we'll have a letter though. Office of Church Haven. Dear Mr. Oliver Gibson, regret to hear that Father Matthew will not be joining any part of the annual religious gathering event from July 18th till the 23rd. We received Father Matthew's memo yesterday stating that he was not feeling well. Assuming he's also informed you about this last minute change. Please send him our regards. We wish him a swift recovery so he may serve the people of Painscreek soon. Also, he must have been hired to go and take photos, but if Matthew's not going to be there, they no longer want his services? A little bit strange. Oop, no, wrong one. Yes, I'll take a wrench, and yes, I'll take that. We need that for the graveyard. We need that for the not a grave, but there's a treasure capsule. All right. We just attended Trisha's funeral this morning. Charles tried to be strong, but by the end of the ceremony, his face was wet. Dorothy cried her heart out. Truly pains the soul to witness so many deaths occur here in Painscreek. Every one of those deaths was of a person I knew, and some were very close to me. Among them, Vivian's death shocked me the most. Despite what the media said, I will not for even a moment believe that Scott killed her. It just doesn't make sense to me. Trisha's death hurt the most, probably because I spent the last few years mentoring her. She was smart, kind, and very talented. She was turning into a very promising young woman. With her passing, Charles has lost all of his family members. He's all done. He's all alone. I can't imagine the pain he's going through. Dorothy left Painscreek early February, a month after Trisha's funeral. The hospital closed shortly after. By the end of the month, Charles was packed and departed Painscreek for good. Wanda passed away on March 12th, 1996. Her cancer spread too far and too deep. The doctors couldn't save her. 2 weeks after her funeral, Derek moved out to Painscreek. Autumn was approaching. My photography store will be closing by the end of this month. I have many things to say, but there's no one left to confide in. Anyways, I've been thinking about retiring for quite a while now. Maybe the time has come. So, thingy's Vivian's death, or Sophia's death, set off a chain reaction of all the, like, everyone like a chain reaction of murders and deaths that ended up with, can I unlock that? No, that's an unlockable door. So I think we might leave that here. We're not going to go back to the mansion. We're overrunning on time. We'll do that in the next episode. So, this is getting really tangled. I'm going to try and piece it together, what I think. So, Sophia died. Vincent was changed his name to Scott. Not by him, not by himself. He was, put up for adoption. That then set off a chain reaction. Vivian killed Sophia by accident. I don't really know if it's by accident or not. I think it did. Think it was. Andrew self-deleted after going into a spiral. So that's one death from Sophia, from Sophia. Derek seems to have killed Scott in a fit of rage after the fact, after he was released from being, because he was in love with Vivian. I don't know who killed Vivian. I do know Vivian killed Magdalene, which is the mother-in-law, for reasons semi-unknown. I think that's to do with the heir status. Now that Charles had a son, he inherited the thing, so she was more interested in Scott than she was in Trisha being the heir thing, because obviously Magdalene wanted an heir to the estate, the throne, whatever it was, the fortunes, the family, which I think is why Vivian killed Magdalene, poisoned her. The doctor, not entirely sure. He was murdered before he ended up in the water. Who by, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe Derek, maybe Bernard. Both were stabbed. Maybe Bernard killed the doctor because he was embezzling funds from Vivian. So many names to keep track of. Maybe that's that angle there. Still need to find out who killed Vivian. We found out who killed a whole load of other people. What? Trisha ended up taking her own life after Scott was murdered and Vivian was murdered. So she was the one at the hospital that jumped off the roof, which is very unfortunate. I'm a little bit confused thinking basically Sophia's murder set off a chain of events that has basically destroyed this town, which is a turn up for the books. Really is. It's getting really tangled and I'm struggling to keep everything in my head pieced together. I have theories for everything else except for Vivian's murder. I don't know who killed Vivian. Unless Charles did it. But I don't think Charles would do that. Maybe Charles did it because she killed his mother? Pretty thin? Maybe though. I don't know how close we are to figuring everything out. I'm a little bit lost though. I am a little bit lost. So next time we have the safe in the mansion to unlock, because we now have the code, being Scott's birthday. We have a desk key that was among Vivian's stuff that was in Bernard's desk. Stationery. I'm assuming it belongs to Vivian and maybe for a desk in the mansion somewhere. So I think we're definitely going back to the mansion. We also need to, now that we have the shovel, we need to go back to the church, dig up the doodad, the time capsule, find out what's in that. Also, we may need to find the clues for Sophia's birthday, like that whole thing, because she found something there, which I'm assuming is not an item, a birthday present. It may have been a ring. I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna have to find that out. Should I go and looking for clues in her favourite places, but I think we've got the favourite places from the private investigator's notes. So we've got that to do next time as well. All busy. However, we are leaving this here. I have no idea what's going on right now. I really don't. I've kind of got theories, but none of them are really concrete enough to put them into words. I'm actually still am really enjoying this game. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, let me know in the comment section below. If you have any thoughts or connections that you think I've missed, or something that you remember where it is which I've completely bypassed and completely forgotten about, do let me know as well. If you are new here, feel free to come hang out, come check out some other stuff that we'll have going on. We would love to have you here. If you're not new here, welcome back. Thank you for all the support. It is much appreciated. I love you all from the bottom of my heart, and you all know what's coming. Please like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. I fluffed that there. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. And as always, just see us on the flip side. Bye bye.